What's up, lovely people, wonderful and beautiful people? Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be having not a serious talk, but from the title you already know what I'm going to be talking about. I'm currently expecting baby number 3 and I'm currently expecting baby number 3 and I'm very happy to share this journey, not just for the world, but I'm also very happy because I get to document it. This is my third baby, like I said, but nobody knows what happens, or nobody knows what happened with my first and my second. But I'm happy to be doing this because I just want to document it, look back after some years and see the journey. So you get, guys. So how did I find out I was pregnant? Okay, guys, so this was a very funny thing for me. Throwback to June, July last year. I was in Lagos, Nigeria, where I live with my family, and I was already scheduled to travel sometimes in July 2021 to go see my mom who lives in London, UK. This was a trip that the whole family had planned for. I was not planning to take my kids. Usually I take them, but I was going for a good reason. My mom was actually in and out of surgery. She was not feeling too well, and I was going to take care of her. And I just felt that it wouldn't be ideal for me to take my kids along. I have an almost 9-year-old or a 9-year-old, and I have a toddler, a 3-year-old, and guys, they are boys. It's not easy taking care of them, and I'll be taking care of my mom again. Since it was not so absolutely necessary, I felt I could just leave them behind in Lagos, Nigeria, which I didn't want to. Sometimes I travel without my kids, but it breaks my heart every time. There has to be a good reason if I'm not traveling with them. So the plan was for me to drop them in Lagos and I'll go see my mom. Of course, I was dropping them with my mother-in-law, my mom, my second mom, whom I love so much. She's like my second mom, to be honest. She's like my mother. So I don't, apart from me just physically missing my kids, I have nothing against her taking care of my kids. I drop my kids with her every now and then. When I was having my second child 3 years ago in the US, my first child was with her for 3 months, and guys, yeah, so if there's a good reason, my kids are always with her. So it was planned. I left my kids there. I remember I was so stressed at the airport that time. I've not traveled since COVID, and there's been a lot of back and forth for COVID. You must have this test, you must pay for this, you must do that. I shared that in my vlog, my London vlog, follow me from Lagos to London. I shared my experience, how it was traveling, and it was hectic. Traveling is an extreme sport. This is January 2022. I don't know if anything has changed, but back then, 2021, because of all the stories I had heard about traveling, if traveling was not so important for me, I was not going anywhere. It was really hectic, and I felt I was just being tired because of the traveling and all that. Mind you, like I said, I drop my kids, and most times before I drop them, I try to make sure there are things in place. I was really stressed. I was feeling sick, feeling stressed, sick, you know, that kind of, let me just do all this and I'll just go and rest. I know I'll just go and rest and all that. Some days before then, my business, I had to set a lot of things in order for my business because I know I was going to be away for a while, for about 3 weeks or so. I had to do a lot of things for my business. I had a lot of orders, for people that know, I make wigs, and at that point I had a lot of orders, and I had to make sure I delivered everything before traveling. That was there. I was doing other things, YouTube and all that, other things in the house, setting different things in place. I was in school. Yes, I was in school, and it was a lot for me. I also wanted to, my husband was back home. I wanted to also make sure that there was food at home, even if there was just arrange everything properly, put things in place basically. So it was a lot for me. I also wanted to make sure everything for my kids was fine. I didn't want my anybody to start calling me. And to be honest, I was even in the hospital with my second son just some days before I traveled. We were even thinking the trip would not happen again. This was someone that was in the hospital, like diagnosed with pneumonia and asthma, and it was a scary period. So I'd been in the hospital on admission. I came out, I had to continue juggling everything. I asked them if he was okay in the hospital, that I had to travel. My son was not feeling well, my mother was not feeling well. Like, I was like in the middle of, I was not even sure of what to do. My mother-in-law told me that of course I have to take care of my son, but I should think of my mother as well. Like, who will take care of her if I don't take care of her? I was almost canceling it, but she like pressured me to go on, like told me, you have to go and take care of your mother, your boy will be fine. Like, this is London we are talking about, people are busy and all that. We will sit down with her for how many days? Just go take care of her. Back home in Lagos, you have help here and there that can help, and God forbid if we need to go back to the hospital, we'll go back. I have finished my son's injections, everything. Even after we were discharged, we were in the hospital for like a week. Even after we were discharged, I remember he still had the what's this thing called, intravenous injection. He still had it on his hand for a long time, for like 5 more days, because we are still going back to the hospital like morning and evening for injections. Guys, I was stressed. So my own mind was like, I will just get back to London and I'll be fine. I tried vlogging along the way. It was a stressful journey, and prior to then, I felt, even the doctor saw me in the hospital when I was with my son, and he was like, madam, you look very pale. I said, yes, I know I look pale, that I'll probably get like blood, what's this thing called, blood capsules or something, like to increase my energy. I noticed that each time I took that, my energy levels like increased. I felt better, so I started taking that even after that doctor mentioned it. And my period was late. I felt it was because of the stress I was going through. Maybe that was why my period was late. I was just like, okay, we'll settle this later. I was too busy to even think of anything. So when I was packing, I don't know, I packed sanitary towels. I even had it in my handbag. Like, it was with me in my handbag, because even on the day of the trip, I was like, anything can happen. I didn't want to be caught unawares on the plane, and I'll start looking for where to get sanitary towel everywhere. So I packed it in my luggage and even in my handbag, just in case. I finished packing everything. I've always had pregnancy test kits in the house. Something just told me to grab like 3 or 2. I grabbed it and I was like, it can't be what I'm thinking. Nah, never. It's just stress. I just packed it. I packed my sanitary towels as well, and I was like, okay, let's just go on this trip. Let's see what's going to happen. I got to London. I was like, what happened? My period was still late. I was like 10 days late. I was like, what's really going on? Okay, I got to London. I saw my mom. We shared our happy moments together. I was very happy to see her and all that. I just wanted to rest because I was really knackered and tired, and obviously I was also thinking it was the stress from the journey, stress from home and all that. So I slept. I got to London like early in the morning the next day. I went to British Airways, so we landed around 5 a.m. I got home like finally like 8 a.m. and I remember after I had my food, I just wanted to like sleep. I slept for a long time. Like, I was just sleeping all through the day. The next day after that, I felt a bit better. Okay, I woke up refreshed, and there's this prayer meeting I always wake up for every 5 a.m. and I didn't want to miss it for anything. So even if I was in London, I was not going to miss it. So I just wanted to like plug into the prayer meeting. I don't know what nudged me. Okay, I had the urge to pee. And I just felt, okay, let me just quickly pee before I come back to the prayer meeting. It's an online prayer meeting. So I wanted to pee, and I just thought about like, okay, Tomi, this is your period that has been being like this for some days. Why don't you just check? You have pregnancy kit with you. Why don't you just check and find out what is going on? I went to the bathroom. This was like 5:30 a.m. or so. I went into the bathroom. I peed. I tried the first one. I I saw 2 red lines. I said, no, this can't be happening to me, because I was not like, it just took me unawares, and I was like, oh my goodness, I was not prepared for this at all, and all that. And I was shocked at first. Definitely I was just shocked, and I was like, oh my god, what do I do? I thought it was like a lie. I said, okay, let me try another one, maybe like the better one. I had like the usual ones, they sell for like very cheap, 100 naira, and I had like a digital one, that one that the real stick, and I tried that one as well, and the result came out like in less than 3 seconds. So I was like, oh my god, so this is really true. So my period is not just deciding to play hide and seek, it has actually gone, excuse me, away for some time. I panicked. I was like, what do I do? I am in London, I'm on quarantine. I just remembered my previous pregnancies. I get very ill, very sick, very sick, and I was like, oh my god, this can't be happening to me in London. I don't want to be sick in London. Like, how would it be? Guys, I'm going to be doing a different video sharing my experience on how I was sick during pregnancy. I just went downstairs to my mom. She was sleeping downstairs, and I told her that, mommy, this is what is happening. She was really scared, like, what happened? I just told her. I said, she was also shocked, like, okay, just calm down. This is someone that was really ill and was just recuperating. She was like, just calm down, everything is going to be fine, everything is going to be fine. And that's how I found out, guys. It was shock for me at first, and that's how I found out. And yeah, so I don't want to bore you guys. Watch out for the part 2 of this video, where I share my pregnancy experience, how I dealt with hyperemesis gravidarum. Okay, so fast forward, I was in London, I was on quarantine, so I couldn't even go anywhere. I became sick almost immediately. Like, for me, once I find out I am pregnant, it's like the thing just waits for me. The next day I start feeling very ill and sick. So that's how it started, that's how my journey went, and I just wanted to share my experience. So guys, I'll see you in the next video. Please make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss it. I'll be sharing the part 2. You really don't want to miss this video. I'll be sharing how I coped with hyperemesis, or what they call very extreme morning sickness. My sickness started in London, and I brought it back to Lagos, Nigeria, and I was very ill. So the pictures I was like sharing online, as at that time most people were like, oh, Tomi, you're enjoying London. Guys, I was ill. I was ill. But it had not gotten to the stage that it would be so intense. That was like still early days. I needed to go out, I will go out, like I had to. At first I was just thinking of, what do I do? How do I take care of my mom? How do I shop for my kids back home? I was just angry with myself. So many thoughts were going on in my mind. So the days I could like muster strength, I would stand up, I would wear, and I didn't wear makeup. I remember I didn't wear makeup at all. I took a lot of makeup, I brought it back the same way I took it. Everything I took, even skincare, I couldn't do anything. So the days I'll just dress up, wear my nose mask, and I'll just go out. I'll take a few pictures if I can. Other times we're just like that till I got back. God brought me back. I remember my mom was just praying for me that I hope you won't be so sick on your journey back. We didn't know what to do. I had to come back home to my family, to my kids, so I couldn't just stay back in London. So that's what happened. My husband picked me from the airport. When I got back the next day, I landed in the hospital. So watch out for part 2, guys. Don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the subsequent videos. Bye for now.